We have now just a different way of communicating with our child. But it's the easiest for him. It's the hardest for us. I think it's probably the hardest thing we've ever done, is to learn a new language, to get to know new people, a new culture, people very different than us and different than who we are. But why not? People say, why would you? I ask, why wouldn't you? So my name is Lucia Rogerson, and we're a family of four, married to John Rogerson, and I have two children, a girl who is 5 or 6 now, she's hearing, and a little boy who's 3.5, and he's deaf. We wanted to educate ourselves on every aspect that was available to him, and I think the medical community unfortunately just gives you a few papers and a few packets and lists out some of the options as far as communication, but they don't really hook you up with like anyone from the deaf community or anyone who's deaf themselves. It's all of these individuals who are making decisions for this child who have no experience in either being deaf or being around people who are culturally deaf. So I knew that I had to do the research myself, because the medical community doesn't give you, they don't give you the research. They don't give you all of the aspects that are available. All they give you is what their particular preference is. So at that point, I went to a play group at the California School for the Deaf in Fremont. So we were really nervous because, there's all these people signing like crazy and we didn't understand a word they were saying. And we just never thought that we would even remotely understand what was going on. But we took a tour of the school. My husband and I together, we took a tour of the school that day, and we saw this little boy in the preschool. I'm gonna cry for a minute. I'm gonna cry for a minute. Okay.
It's okay.
So when we saw the little boy signing in the classroom and he was just reading a book by himself in the corner, we just knew we could actually do this. There was this little boy, he was happy and he was enjoying himself in his class, and that was the turning point when we felt like, all right, this is doable for us. I was really shocked because my perception of deaf people honestly was not a positive one. I had thought that people who were in the deaf community were uneducated. I felt that they were individuals who lived off of the government, to be honest. And then I met these women and they were highly educated. They went master's degrees and PhDs, and I was shocked, really, really shocked. And so I just started to kind of involve myself a little bit more in getting to know who they were and understanding what they were really about. And it was a real big turning point for us. I have to say that if we didn't have the deaf community, I don't know if we actually would be where we are today, to be honest, because they were very inclusive. What's best for the child may not be what's best for you as a parent. But they didn't ask to be brought into this world, and so we have to do our best to give them all of the opportunities available to them. And if that means implanting them, then that's what that means for you and your family. But if you haven't explored the opportunity for your child to get to know a deaf person and have an individual who's a part of the deaf community be a part of that child's life, I don't think that it's appropriate for people to make their decisions without knowing that part of it. He's on this kick about wanting a cat and a dog. And so he asked me the other day, oh, can we get a cat? And I said, no. He says, well, then how about a dog? And I said, no, because we have to potty train these animals, and they go to the bathroom all over the carpet in the beginning, and they're babies. And then we have to take them outside to go use the potty. And he says, well, why don't we just get one that's already potty trained? And I was like, every time I have these moments, I cry, because I'm like, oh, he's thinking like he's just your average 3-year-old child who's like, well, duh, get one that's already potty trained.
You're gonna go, why don't we get one that's already potty trained? That makes a lot of sense.